This is Isaac Ferry with this week's edition of Boots in the Field. For those of you guys doing tillage these last few weeks, realize how hard the ground was getting, how hard everything was pulling. This last rain we got through here, I think, did us quite a bit of favors. Not only tamed down the risk of fire, for those of you still trying to get the last of your crop out, but it was a nice slow soaker. We got a lot of infiltration in there. It's going to improve soil conditions quite a bit. So I think as soon as the ground dries out to where we can get out there and get the tillage tools running again, we need to take advantage of that. This next week, with temperatures supposed to be peaking into the 70s, it might be the one last week that we have with optimum weather to be able to get the conditions we need to be able to get the tillage done. So I want to make sure that we're prepped and everything to take advantage of that and get going on that as soon as possible, as soon as the weather breaks. On the weed management side, if you have any fall burn downs left to go on, make sure that you're gearing up for those. This next week would be a good time to get those on as well. If you have any soil testing orders that haven't been turned into the office, they're staying pretty much up to date on everything that's ready. So this is kind of our last shot here to get any fields tested that need to be tested here before next spring. So if you're waiting on any of those orders or debating on some fields, make those decisions and get those orders to us. Weather does look promising for next week into the 70s. We'd hold off on putting anhydrous on for a little while longer yet. We want to get soil temperatures down so we don't have the conversion from ammonium to nitrate, and we want to keep them sustained down so we can hold on to that nitrogen until next spring. Remember, even if you're using Inserv or some type of inhibitor there, it's going to give you protection. We need protection in the spring as well. So if you put it on too early and you use up that protection here this fall, if we turn off into a wet spring, much like we did this past year, you're not going to have any protection as the soil start to warm up in the spring to hold on to that nitrogen, keep it from leaching away. Starting to get a lot of guys' yield data in. If you haven't sent your yield data to the office, please do so. We'll start cranking out those yield maps, and we're starting to analyze a lot of our plot results. So definitely, if any of you guys have plots out, we need that yield data as soon as possible. We can do it through transfer big files like we have in the past, or we do have a portal set up on our website. If you do not have a username and password, you can call into the office and we'll get you one, and then you can actually go onto our website and upload that data to us. As always, if you're trying to set your tillage equipment and you're having any questions, feel free to contact the office. Primary tillage is a very important pass, sets us up for the next season. We want to make sure it's done right. So if you have any questions on setting your tillage tools, definitely call the office. We can maybe walk you through it over the phone or take a look at our website. We did post this fall quite a few videos on setting different tillage equipment from an inline ripper through a chisel plow. So if you take a look at those, that may be able to help you out and mimic some of the conditions that you're seeing out there in the field as well. For those of you guys still in the field, make sure you stay safe, and we'll see you back here next week.